Hey, 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 we're back again. Sunny Fives Live Sports Take, our 54th episode. I thank you all for joining us. Everybody out there in the audience and on Facebook world. Hey, we are here again to talk sports, and there's a lot of things happening. Uh, in NFL, we have 5 weeks left. Some say 6 weeks. I don't know. What's the specific on that, Brother Phil? How many weeks?
This is week 13, am I right?
I believe
14. We
so.
got 5 games left.
Yeah, there's
Five games
17
left.
games of the season now. So
So we got 5 games left, and we're going to pin it down who's going to make the playoffs and who's not going to make the playoffs. And did your favorite team do what you thought that they were going to do? Now, just a few weeks ago, everybody was giving up on the Texans and saying they weren't going to make it. They weren't going to do this. They weren't going to do that. And surprisingly, the Cowboys have made a few moves and been able to get in the hunt and in the chase, even though they lost last night to Detroit. But we're going to talk a little bit of football, and we're going to talk about who is going to make the playoffs and who is not going to make the playoffs. First, what surprised you about this year? Is anybody surprised about the Chicago Bears? Chicago Bears. Anybody
Yeah, well,
surprised?
I am. Well, yes, I am. I'm surprised that they're this good. Yes, not sitting at 9-3. Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised. They're sitting at 9-3, but I'm also surprised that the Minnesota Vikings are sitting at 4-8. That really surprises me that they're having that tough of a season. So
That
that's
does not surprise me
now they
because
were better.
of the
They were better
competition,
last
and they
season.
really, in my opinion, did not really upgrade. Um, the Chicago Bears got a second year out of Caleb Williams at quarterback to be able to adjust. The Green Bay Packers in that division got a second year out of what's his name, Love, the starting quarterback. So both
Yeah.
of those teams have improved while the Vikings did not improve. Um, Anybody surprised about the Philadelphia Eagles that they are
Uh,
not storming through the division, through the league? Anybody surprised, or is that what you expected?
Man,
Go
I
ahead,
thought
Philip.
their defense will play better over the course of the year. I've really been surprised by the lack of success from their pass rush. And it's weird to watch because you watch. I mean, maybe everyone's just better at game planning, and that's why it's the NFL. But you watch the games, and it's not like they aren't winning one-on-one pass rush reps, but they're just not getting the sacks. And it's a game of inches, and if you're an inch away from the quarterback when he throws the ball, it's not going to help you. But I've really been impressed by the NFL's response to the Eagles, and helping to protect against that because their defense hasn't had nearly the impact that it had last year. You have that front seven of the Eagles defense that is one of the scariest. That's some of the scariest people in the history of mankind. And you know what I mean? It just is. Everyone's 330. Everyone runs really fast. It's terrifying. And teams have gone up against it and still been able to throw the ball. So hats off to the rest of the NFL for the way they've responded to the Eagles.
So, guys, let's talk about the top 7 in the NFC. Who we think gonna make it? I'm first gonna give my top 7: the Rams and Seattle out of that division. Uh, Tampa Bay may make it, or they might get caught by Carolina. Carolina's upgrading. I believe Philadelphia, of course, is going to make it. I'm not sure about the Cowboys. And if the Cowboys don't make it, it's going to be Detroit, Green Bay, and Chicago. So those are my 7.
Oh, you
Go
didn't pick
go ahead. Go ahead, Pat.
you didn't pick the 49ers?
No, I
Exactly.
did not.
He left a lot of teams out, Pat. You go ahead and take over, Pat.
Pat, I picked LA and Seattle.
Y'all not paying attention to the game at all, are y'all?
Okay, let me go. Let me go then. I'm going with Philly, Chicago, Green Bay, Tampa Bay, the Rams, Seattle, and San Francisco. Those are my 7 teams in the NFC.
Okay. So we saying 3 teams going to make it out of San Francisco, LA, and Seattle's division.
Exactly.
I'm saying
all 3 of those teams have
San
won 9
Francisco
games.
is not going to make it, Pat. That's my opinion.
All those teams have won 9 games.
Okay. Well, San Francisco has won 9 games, guys.
Yeah, the Rams is 9-3, Seattle 9-3, San Francisco 9-4, Dallas sitting at 6-1. The only way Dallas can make the playoffs, they're gonna have to upseat Philly to win their division. That's the only way they can make the playoffs. They can't make it as a wild
I must
card.
admit, I didn't know San Francisco had won that many games. So I take that back, Pat. Phil, what you say?
Well, guys, I just like to get to the NFC and the AFC championship games. Forget all that preliminary, mathematical eliminations, head-to-head battles, all that matters. So I see the Rams being the top team in the NFC when the dust settle. I'm not sure about the AFC because I like to see it be the Texans, but who knows? But I'm reasonably comfortable picking the Rams as the team that they are right now over Seattle, over San Francisco, over Philly to be the top team in the NFC. The AFC is still a little puzzle to me. I'm not quite sure how I want to say that one right now. It's a lot of stuff going crazy. Now, if Cincinnati beats Buffalo this week, you can call Buffalo a loser because they're not going to do nothing. But Cincinnati is not supposed to do anything either. But think about it. Joe Burrow is only a one-of-a-kind quarterback, and he makes some things happen for Cincinnati. So who knows about the AFC? It's a little tricky over there.
All of us know that that played this game knows that with the talent that we have in the leagues now, the answer is it's any given Sunday.
That's true.
Okay, folks, real quick. Let me introduce Ricky because they can't see him. Folks, this is Ricky Bishop. Ricky Bishop attended Ryan Junior High School and then went on to attend Jake Wire. He ran track and he also played football. Ricky came on as a 10th grader. Was a starting quarterback for Jack Yates as a 10th grader. So he started all 3 years. He alternated with C.B. Collins his 11th grade year, but this guy was a 3-year starter. So Rick told me his best time in the 100 meters was a 10.3. He went on to play for Grambling State University from 82 to 86. He also went on to play for the CFL Winnipeg Blue Bombers. And then he was also going to play for the Houston Gamblers, and then, of course, the league folded. But that's Rick. This is Ricky Bishop from Jack Yates High School. So welcome, Rick, for your first time being on the show.
You went a little too fast. You failed to give him his foundation at the South Central Whisper Jets. That gave him his foundation, and he'll be the first to tell you that. Don't forget that.
All right. That's Little League, folks, in case they don't know it.
Welcome, Brother
That's
Bishop.
Little League.
Welcome, and we welcome you, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you. People don't know the history of the Whisper Jets.
Thank you, Rick. That's what I always remind them on here. A lot of people don't know, but it's a bunch of us come through there, and you were one of them, one of the best.
But before we get to the topics, I want to say this to everybody.
Okay.
From South Park to 3rd Ward to 4th Ward, everybody that grew up in these neighborhoods should be praised because all of our successes that we have done in every endeavor that we have done, we all have contributed to each other's success.
Amen, Rick.
The way I played, when I played the game, the only fear that I had playing the game was to disappoint my classmates and my teammates. Because I recognized the position that I was in, which was very odd because don't nobody start no 10th grader nowhere in the HISD in the 70s, 60s, or 50s. Because the competition was that great. So everybody that grew up in these neighborhoods, if you look at it across the board, all of the famous athletes and Hall of Famers came out of our neighborhoods.
Exactly.
All right, thank you.
At one point, didn't the Chicago Bears have like 6 or 7 Jack Yates guys on the team at one time?
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, Yates have had guys in the pros way before that, people don't remember this guy they called Doug Green. Everybody probably remember Doug Green. He played defensive back for the Saint when it was called the St. Louis Cardinals. He played at Yakes. He used to come over and help us out.
Okay.
We was at Yakes.
Hey.
So everybody, it's a lot of guys, like I said, when they talk about Hall of Fame and stuff like that, I think that every athlete at every school in the 70s, everybody that played from the people on the bench to the people that started, everybody should be in the Hall of Fame because everybody made a contribution.
I got you.
All right,
Okay.
all right.
All right. Okay.
Let's look at the AFC. Let me give you my 7 for the AFC that I think are going to make it. I'm not sure the Texans are going to make it. It's a whole lot of possibilities, but Denver, New England, Baltimore is going to overtake, of course, the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think Buffalo is still going to make it. If the Texans don't make it, Jacksonville is going to make it. So
I think 2 teams in the South will make it. I agree.
Yes. So I think that's 5. And then what's going to happen out of Kansas City and the LA Chargers? And one of those going to make it. This might be the year Kansas City does not make it. Kansas City or Buffalo may not make it. We'll see. But it's still in a state of flux. We got 5 weeks to go, and we'll see what's going to happen. Anybody else got a comment on the AFC?
In the AFC, of course, I'm going with the Pats. I'm going with the Bills. I'm going with Baltimore in that division. I'm going to go with Houston and Indy in the South. And I'm going to go with in the West. I'm going to go with Denver and the Chargers over the KC. I got KC not making it. They just missed it by 1 game.
All right. Anybody else? What you think, Pat?
The Bills, Ravens, New England, the Texans, Jaguars, and Broncos.
6. One more.
You don't have Indy making it. Okay.
That's
Chiefs.
6. That's 6.
Chiefs.
And Chiefs. Okay. You got the Chiefs.
All right.
Okay.
Anybody else? Brother Jake, what you think?
Oh man, in terms of the wild card round or the early round of playoffs, it's anybody's game. But I will say, when we think about the AFC Championship and we think about in the game of football what wins championships, gotta think about defense. NFL, everyone forgets about defense. The Bills' defense has had a lot of problems. They've been very hit or miss. I think some teams are going to surprise some people, and I think the Patriots and Broncos are going to be really surprising. I think the Chargers are good. Justin Herbert just had hand surgery on Monday. Who knows if he even finishes the game this weekend? If you don't have a quarterback, it's just impossible. But the Chargers are really good. But man, Patriots and Broncos, look out, because their defense are performing well when they need them to, and they haven't really laid an egg from mid to late season like the Bills have. And so be on the lookout for those 2.
Hey, Carl, real quick. This is the remaining schedule for the 3 teams in the AFC South. You have Houston, you got KC, they got Arizona, they got the Raiders, they got the Chargers, and then they got the final game is against Indy at home. The Jags, they got to play Indy, the Jets, Denver, Indy again, and Tennessee. Indy got the Jags, Seattle, San Francisco, the Jags, and Houston. I think Indy got the toughest schedule.
They started.
I think Indy got the toughest schedule. But remember, Indy and Jags, they still got to play each other twice.
Well, I'm telling you, brothers, man, if any given Sunday in the game, in the team that go to the Super Bowl that takes it all the way, all of these games are determined by play selection. These teams have not been calling correct plays. You can call bad plays and make a superstar look bad.
As you said, it could be any given Sunday. So, you could have a team like the Jets beat a team like top of the line, and all of them are professional players. It just so happens that on this particular day, things go right, and for the other team, things go wrong. So we'll see. But over a 17-game season, who does the best and who has the best breaks, that tells who's going to get to the championship. So
But you know,
our
what the
choices
scary,
are going to be crazy.
you
I'm
know
going
what
to
the
say
scary part,
the AFC. Baltimore is going to get to the Super Bowl this year.
What?
but
The
you know,
Ravens gonna be to the Super Bowl?
The
Really?
Ravens.
but you
And
know, but y'all know what the scariest
the
part
other
about the
team
whole
is
thing?
going to be Chicago.
Y'all know what the
Baltimore
scariest,
versus Chicago in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Baltimore at
I-
6-6 in the Super Bowl.
yes, sir.
Wow. You going
Yes,
out on a
sir.
limb,
I'm
man.
saying that because they're
You
going to
going
get
out on a
hot.
limb.
They're
Okay.
getting
All right.
hot. And Lamar Jackson is on a mission. And since he's come back, we'll see. Crazier things have happened. We'll see.
Okay.
That's who I say. Anybody else
Okay.
want to make a Super
listen,
Bowl prediction before we go to another area?
okay, before we go, do y'all know the intangible thing that's really scary about the whole game though? And people that play this game know this, and it's really weird they don't talk about it. Okay, we understand how all players are on the team, how they supposed to be motivated. And I didn't have this experience, and I know you, Philip, you didn't have this experience too, because you played ball too. It could be a time to whereas you have 4 or 5 players that's really motivated. And then you have some players that wake up in the morning and say, man, I really don't feel like playing this game. I'm just not into
Come
this,
on,
man.
Ricky.
I just ain't with it, man. I just ain't with it. And then you got some brothers, like we know, you got some brothers that stayed up all night drinking and tripping. See, man, these are the things that people don't even know what be going on. That's why I say it's any given Sunday, because whoever is on that day, that's who gonna win.
Good point. That's a good point. Outstanding point. Football players. Football player right there.
Outstanding
Okay.
point. And yes, but the intangible is a player like I've heard about Mad Max who can stay up all night, drinking, smoking, and doing everything, and still come and hit 40. So
But
you
then,
have those players too.
but you can't put you under the rug that the brothers that just don't feel like playing that day.
Michael Jordan used
Understood.
to do that too, Carl. He used to do some crazy stuff and come in and put up 50.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Understood.
y'all talking about anomalies. I'm talking about as a whole, we are human beings, and I know
I
I done
agree.
experienced it. It been times I done played in games, but man, I just ain't with it. I just
Yeah.
ain't with it, and it's a lot of
I feel
brothers
you.
be like that.
So
I
the
feel you.
ones that's going to win in the end are the ones that can put together the most players who are motivated and
That's
kind of
right.
hide those players who don't feel it up to it that day. But
That's
we'll
correct.
see. We'll see what's going to happen. Hey,
Yeah.
the NCAA, we are going to the top. What is Texas A&M? Ain't they number 3? And
Tex-
what is the University of Texas?
Texas is
A&M
ranked
number
13th.
7.
A&M is ranked
7.
7th. Texas is 13th. All right, these
Okay.
are the matchups. These are the matchups this weekend, Carl. You got PBU versus Jackson State for the SWAC championship, baby. PBU coming into the game at 9-3 versus Jackson State at 9-2. Right now, Jackson State is 7.5-point favorites over PB, probably on the strength of the fact that they're playing at home. Then you have number 1 Ohio State playing number 2 Indiana tomorrow, 8 p.m. That's going to be a heck of a game. Number 1 versus number 2 in the nation. Then you have Texas Tech, ranked 4th, going up against number 11, BYU. That's tomorrow at noon. Then you have the Georgia Bulldogs, ranked 3rd, going up against number 9, Alabama. That's also tomorrow. So you're going to have football games on all day tomorrow, man. These are league championships being decided tomorrow. So this is the big boys. It's time to come play ball. Time to win the championship, baby.
All right, all right. So we'll see what's going to happen in the NCAA. It just seems unusual to me to hear about Indiana, number 2, a perennial basketball team, a basketball powerhouse. I had never heard. That's like saying Northwestern or Purdue is a top team in football, but Indiana's up there, so we'll have to see. And
Indiana
the
did the
Texas
same
teams are
thing.
not up there except for Texas Tech out of Lubbock. They are up there. And, they kind of on the outskirts of Texas. So sometimes people forget about them. But it's going to be interesting. Who's going to win the Heisman this year? Do we think? Do we have an idea?
Anybody's year, man. Shador Sanders should have stayed another year, is all I'm saying. He would clean up every accolade this year.
I think he was out of eligibility, though. I think he was out of eligibility.
Oh, was he really?
Yeah, I think he was out of it, too.
I think he was. Because he did 2 years at Jackson State and then 2 at Colorado.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he was out of it.
I know.
But I still think if he gets the proper opportunity, he can show something. And but we'll see. And I think if he gets the locker room, if the locker room is on his side, he got a good opportunity. That has a lot to do with it. Because the guys on the front line, if they don't like you, they're not going to block for you.
How long y'all think Deion Sanders
you can't do nothing if they're not going to block for you.
How long y'all think Deion Sanders going to hang in at Colorado?
As long as he wants. That school is indebted to him indefinitely for the amount of attention they have. They went from 0 to 100. They can't fire him just because they drop back to 90. I mean, it's I think as long as he wants to be there, he'll be there. It's not a like a Penn State situation where he loses 4 games and he's fired. I think he'll be there as long as he wants. But like did Rickey drop off? Man, like Rickey was saying, when it comes to these games, I think the most interesting one has got to be how Indiana performs, because I don't think they have any 5-star recruits. They show up to play every day, and the one thing about football is every play, guys run every single play, but not every guy runs as fast as he can on every play. And Indiana has been putting those plays together where everyone's going full speed the entire time. And Kurt Cignetti's been able to get that team to perform way above much greater than the sum of his parts.
And that's 2 years in a row they've done it. So it's not like that's a fluke.
And it's not like they're going against the cupcake either. I mean, Ohio State's the real deal with one of the most complicated defenses in this country. And so it's not like they're getting an easy test. They're going up against it. So I think that's the most interesting game by far, is watching Indiana, see how they play.
So this year, some of the perennial favorites are not up there as much. As Notre Dame up there? Is USC up there?
Yeah, Notre Dame up there.
Say again?
Yeah, Notre Dame up there. Notre Dame's ranked number 10.
Okay.
They ranked 10-2.
I saw USC get beat up by Oregon, and I think UCLA got beat up by Washington. And that didn't used to happen, but, things have recently changed and spinned around a little bit. And like I said, Indiana's up there, so
they are. But
change.
I was at the UCLA-Washington game. I was in Los Angeles for Thanksgiving, and I went to UCLA versus Washington in the Rose Bowl, and that was the first time I've been into a stadium where a team was getting blown out that was not Rice University. And the stuff that I heard, I mean, it's crazy because fan bases everywhere are kind of the same, right? I mean, every school, unless you're Ohio State or Georgia, gets blown out at least some point in the year. And man, they were like, everyone around me was just talking about how they don't want to be in the Big Ten anymore. That UCLA has got to go to a conference where they can be, more competitive, where they can abide by their academic standards and still put a product on the field that is highly competitive. And the base in the crowd, the alumni base, was not happy with the current situation of UCLA football. And I think a couple of universities are feeling that. USC now just like one class in the country, but yeah.
Jake, what you have to understand is money driven now.
No, I agree, but it's money driven in the context of being able to navigate your university's rules. And if your university is not willing to play ball with the football program, then it makes it a lot harder.
Right.
I mean, we deal with that at Rice University right now.
Yeah.
Where it's, just because you can pay a guy doesn't mean he can be, accepted into the university. And so it makes life a lot more difficult.
And these conferences that used to be so entrenched have got totally crazy. I mean, UCLA and USC were the champions of the Pac-8, and
Mhm.
you know that is changed around. Of course, you said the Southwest Conference, Southeast, Big Eight, all of those, and everything's kind of changed around. You don't know where things are, where things stand. So but it's still interesting. It still comes on Saturday day all day, and the alumni are still hollering for their team. So it's different to me. Like I said, Indiana's up there, but okay, it's different. NBA. Are anybody surprised about some of these NBA teams? I'm surprised about the Toronto Raptors. The Toronto Raptors, but if you look at their talent, they do have some talent, and then they brought in a stalwart in Brandon Ingram. So I think that's how that they have elevated, but I didn't think they was going to elevate that much to be number one in the East. Jeff, what you say about that?
Who's number one in the East? Who did you say number one in the East?
Toronto.
Toronto's not number one in the East.
Detroit is.
Detroit's number one in the East.
Okay, well, they right there behind them then.
Okay, Detroit is sitting at 17-5. Toronto is sitting at 15-8. But your point is made. Your point is made. My surprise teams are. I'm really surprised that Cleveland is 13-10. I'm also surprised that Milwaukee is 10-13, and which leads us to my next question: where is Giannis going? Giannis is not going to stay with Milwaukee the rest of the season. I'm telling you, they sitting at 10-13. Giannis is going to be moved. I think he can be moved as quickly as this month, middle of this month, or no later than the trade deadline. I think Giannis is going to be moved. They sitting at 10-13. There's no way they're going to keep him. He's already contacted him with his agent and saying, okay, let's talk about my future. If it's not here, let's figure out where you're going to send me. So right now, what I'm hearing is the Knicks are hot on his tail. They really hot on his tail. So right now, they're going to have to get a third team to take Karl-Anthony Towns. I'm also hearing that Houston could be in it, but I don't see why Houston would be in it. They're talking about sending Şengün and Fred VanVleet and one of those Phoenix Suns first-round picks that we got in that trade last summer for Giannis. I don't think I would do that. I think Şengün is already showing you who he is. The guy's 23 years old. Let that guy continue to grow. I wouldn't make that trade. What about you guys? Would you guys make that trade and send Şengün and VanVleet's contract along with a first-round pick that you got from Phoenix for Giannis? Would y'all do that?
No, I would not. I'm already winning, and the only reason I lost a couple of games is because I didn't have VanVleet. So if I had VanVleet, I think I might only have 2 losses. So no, I wouldn't make that move. But as far as Giannis, I could see maybe Phoenix. I could see Memphis I think they got to get rid of Ja Morant. Maybe they wholesale half their team to try to get Giannis. There's a lot of guys around the league, like Zion Williamson. He probably got to get moved. There's a lot of people that need to be moved because they're not happy where they're at and they're not performing. Ja Morant, Zion Williamson, Giannis wants to get moved. So I see a whole lot of movement going on. But I think the Rockets are in very good shape, and they need to stay the course and don't try to upset because somebody else is talking. But what do you think, Phil, about the possibilities?
Well, what you said made a lot of sense. I wouldn't trade for Giannis. I mean, lately he's been a little more injury prone than normal. Some of these coaches need to be held accountable. The Clippers are horrible right now, and the way they treated Chris Paul is just disrespectful. The NBA is, just like any other sport, not for long. What have you done for me lately is kind of the cue. But some of these GMs and some of these owners get involved when the coach should have a little more say, and sometimes the coach should have less say and the GM should have more say. So we'll just watch and see what's going on. But the Rockets are decent right now. I think they're in good shape as long as they stay healthy. But that's the problem with any team in the NBA. You only got 12 slots, 13 slots, and they're crucial, every one of them. You need players to be available. Your best ability is your availability. So we'll see how that works out in each conference. But right now, hey, Detroit is very impressive.
They are. Quick question, guys. I have a quick question. OKC is sitting at 21-1. 21-1. Did anybody think that they would be sitting at 21-1 at this point?
I'm not surprised because they are very motivated because they feel the league did not respect them even though they won the championship. And, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander has said that he wants to show people, hey, we mean business. We are for real and we ready to win it again. So I'm not surprised because they do have a great team and they're just getting stronger. I mean, Chet Holmgren is just in his third or fourth year, and they got Jalen Williams coming back, and they still have a great team, and they got a lot to prove. So I'm not surprised at that.
Yeah, they're on pace right now to win 78 games. 78 games. They're on pace. Now, I ain't saying they're going to win 78. I'm saying they're on pace to win 78 games. That team is like a well-oiled
I give
team.
them 68.
68? Okay. I think they can get to 71.
68.
I think they can get to 71. But that team is well-oiled. That team is set up for many years to come. They are still loaded down with a lot of future first-round picks in the next 5 years. I think they have the most future first-round picks in the next 5 years. That guy, Sam Presti, the general manager of OKC, that guy should be general manager of the decade. That guy's done an outstanding job with OKC. Think about everybody they lost, from losing James Harden to losing Kevin Durant to losing Russell Westbrook to losing Paul George, and that guy's just rebuilt that team, and look what they are.
I tell you a possible trade, though, Jeff. I tell you a possible trade. Dallas trading Anthony Davis, Klay Thompson, 3 or 4 more, and a first-round pick for Giannis because they are not happy with Anthony Davis, even though he's back playing now. But they are starting to win a little bit.
They are. They've won 3 straight.
Yeah. And Cooper Flagg is playing. He's doing pretty good. He's still on point to be Rookie of the Year. So, but they still got an upset fan base from the Luka Doncic trade. They still got that. Now, Cooper Flagg may be able to appease the family a little bit. But ain't nothing like winning. And if you're not winning, it's not going to happen. So we'll see. But if Dallas could get a Giannis and make a trade, getting rid of Anthony Davis, Klay Thompson, and a few more, that might appease the family.
But I will admit that the Lakers have surprised me, considering that LeBron has played very little this season. For them to be sitting at 16-5, I'm really surprised. And number 2 in the West, I'm surprised. But when you're getting 35 points a game from Luka, and then you're getting 29 a game from Austin Reeves, my goodness, that's 64 points a game. It's hard to beat a team when you're getting 64 points a game from 2 guys.
And Luka's very motivated.
Yeah,
Luka's very motivated, because he felt Dallas, just gave him the shaft, and he wants to show the league, hey, I'm Luka. So he wants to show. Pat, what you think about the NBA? What's the state of the league?
I'm going to say that you can't judge the Mavs at this point until they're waiting for Kyrie. So if you add Kyrie with a healthy Anthony Davis and the rest of the parts that they have, they'll be a very competitive team. Kyrie makes a difference now.
That's a scary team when he's healthy.
Yeah.
That's a scary team when
he's healthy. That much difference, but I agree he does make a difference.
I think he does. When they're healthy, that's a heck of a team. Yeah. They would get the Rockets a run for their money when they get Kyrie back. I'm serious.
Well,
with a healthy AD, yeah.
Of course, as you all know, AD has never impressed me. I don't know why he was on the top 75. I disagree with that. You took people off of the top 75 like Bernard King and Alex English, but that's a whole nother story. But I just never saw nothing in the AD. But that's my opinion. But right now, so who are the top 5 players, I guess, or the top 5 players that would make the All-Star team, I'd have to say, of course, still Steph Curry, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander,
Oh,
Luka
Steph Curry's
Doncic.
not playing.
Huh?
He hurt.
Who's hurt?
Steph.
Yeah, Steph Curry. Steph Curry.
Oh, he
He got
got
hurt against
hurt?
the Rockets. He got hurt against the Rockets about a week
Oh,
ago.
yeah, that's right. You're right. You're right. But before that, he was the top player. So it would have to be Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Luka Doncic, uh, maybe Kevin Durant, and Shagun. When is
Jalen
Wembley going to
Brunson,
come back?
bro. Jalen Brunson.
Well, we talking about the East now. I was talking about the West. I
Oh,
was talking about the
he is in
West.
the East.
So
Okay, he is in the East. Okay.
yeah,
So
and in the
you
East,
said
you can't.
Carl, you saying Anthony Edwards is not the top 5 player in the West?
If Curry was playing, he'd be the second team. But yes, without Curry up there, it would be Shea Gillis, Luka Doncic, Anthony Edwards, maybe Durant, and Joker, of course. Joker in the West. And then in the East, Cade Cunningham, Tyrese Maxey. I don't know. Jaylen Brown has been playing too.
Yeah,
He's been
he had
playing
29 a
strong.
game. Brown giving you 29 a
He's
game.
been keeping Boston in the fight.
Yeah.
So it's a whole lot going on, but we still early yet. It's only 25 games that have been played. Matter of fact, the Rockets are playing right now. And
Phoenix.
I still say they're doing good and they just need to maintain. But basketball is always interesting. The Christmas games will be coming on, and we still got the NBA Emeritus Cup or whatever it's called, and we'll see what's going to happen. But talking about basketball, you got the WNBA, but have you seen this girl, Artie Crooks, 500 pounds? She's
No,
500.
come on, Carl. Stop it. Stop it, Carl.
Okay. 300 pounds.
Stop it, Carl.
She's not 300 pounds.
First of all, give us some proper respect. This ain't her first year.
Hey,
people think
I'm giving her respect. That girl is bad.
Okay, there
She's
you go.
Bad.
But this is not her first year. She's going to be a junior this year. She's been doing this. It's just
a little like that last year.
Now. Yeah, she's been
doing. She was doing this last year, Pat.
Yes.
Thank you, Pat.
I hadn't heard of her, but I saw the video. And she posted up down low, and the girl tried to hold her, and she turned around, bam, and she knocked her down, and then put up the bucket. Hey, they can't stop her. She's big.
She's 6'3", about 250. She's about 250, and she's averaging 27.3 points a game, shooting 74% from the field.
She's just breaking out this year, guys. She's been performing. She ain't just started.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just hearing about her.
She has 47 Sunday against Indiana.
I've heard about her since her freshman year. And she's been at Iowa State. That's why we don't hear about her. Look where she plays.
They 9-0.
Yeah, we hearing about her now, though.
Yeah, they 9-0.
It's kind of hard not to hear about her right now the way she's playing, but she's been coming. It's just like a lot of people. They start a little slow, but when they get steaming, it's like a train. You can't stop them.
So
what do you guys think her prospects at the next level? Do you think that what she's doing at the collegiate level is going to transfer to the WNBA? What do you guys think?
Of course, it's going to be more challenging. She's not going to just dominate, but she can have an effective career. I mean, I believe so, because she does have a skill. It's not that she's just big. She has skill. She can shoot. She can shoot. She can handle the ball. And so she's a real player. So I think she can have an effective career, but you got that high talent in the WNBA. Every player got some talent. So every game she's going to have a challenge. So we'll see.
Man, I think in the WNBA, the difference in between women's basketball and WNBA is so unique because it's different than any other college to pro level sport. Like in the NFL, the biggest difference is speed. In baseball, the biggest difference is the type of pitches and how fast the game can move. Again, kind of speed. In basketball, it's speed, how fast everyone moves. The biggest difference in college women's basketball versus WNBA is physicality. The WNBA is so much more physical than college women's basketball. And so if she's dominating people now by being so much more physical than they are, but when she gets to that next level, it might equal out a lot more. And who knows if she's able to keep it up, but it's going to be interesting to watch. We thought it was physical last year in the WNBA. This girl is going to come in and maybe change the game. But I think
Hey,
that'll
Jake,
be
since you got the floor, Jake, let's go on over into we're still in the WNBA, but what do you think is going to happen with the lockout?
Oh man. So the biggest issue there, the reason why there's essentially a lockout is the owners thought that the WNBA women's players wanted more money. They just want higher salaries and more revenue sharing opportunities. And there's all kinds of stats out there. Like in the NBA, the revenue sharing is 50-50. In the WNBA, it's 92.5 to 7.5, where the player gets 7.5% of the basketball related revenue. But what the players really want, and what the owners don't understand, is they want a sliding scale where they make more money as the league makes more money. What the owners see right now is an opportunity to lock these girls in as the league explodes. Right. And then when the league is massive, those women are still locked into something that becomes a really small piece of the pie. What the players want is they want their piece to grow as the league grows. And the owners have not been able to, they've not put anything on the table that allows for that kind of sliding scale. And I don't know if they will, because a professional sports team's owner, their job, unfortunately, is to pay their players the lowest amount of money they will accept.
Yeah.
That's what they do. And so they don't want a sliding scale. They don't want it to be wishy-washy. They don't want it to grow. They don't want it to do anything. They want to lock you into something and keep you there. And I really applaud the WNBA or the WNBPA for trying to lock in something that grows with the league, because it has the opportunity to absolutely take off in the next couple of years. So hopefully it works out. But that's the gist of it for people that were wondering. And so there's a chance the WNBA season could be canceled if they don't figure this out in time.
Well, here's something, guys. Here's something right here. The NBA, the WNBA CBA proposal, they want the player max to be $1 million and to cap the team salary at $5 million. Right now, the current max is $214,466 for a vet, and then for the veteran minimum is $78,831. So Jake was saying those are little numbers to go along with what he was already saying is true.
Yeah. So they've offered a raise, but that's not what the players want. The players want the opportunity to grow with the league that they're going to help push to the next level. If the owners were really good at growing the league, they would have done it for the past decade, and they haven't. The players have, and that's why they want a piece of the pie. So I understand what they're going for, and I hope they get it.
Jake, what do you think is going to happen?
I think at the end of the day, they're going to keep the season alive. That BRI, the basketball related income, I think that percentage is going to go up. I think the players would accept right now, 20 or 25% with an opportunity to negotiate.
That's reasonable. That's reasonable.
I think if they have that plus an opportunity to raise it, if the league hits certain levels, certain milestones, plus the salary raises, the only other thing that could really hold it up is pensions. Because right now, WNBA players don't get pensions at all. Wow. And so, And so if that's a sticking point too, maybe, because that's a big cost center for teams and leagues. But I think the BRI share goes up to 20-25%, salaries go up, and then I think they enter an agreement where they promise to talk about pensions and more BRI in the next 2 years.
Okay. Well, Jake, you're an attorney. Why don't you get in there and help out?
Hey, put it in good words.
Help them out.
Tell them to give me a call. My line's open.
Jake, did every WNBA team make money last year?
I don't know. I don't think so.
They didn't make a profit. They didn't make a profit last year.
They sell
They've
it
never made a profit.
Yeah. And it was a possibility that Houston could have got it, but I think Boston ended up getting that franchise. And so, no, I don't think every WNBA team made money. And I think quite a few of them didn't make any money, but the top ones did make good money, like New York Liberty and Phoenix and maybe even Seattle. They made some money.
Yeah, but we're talking about profits, not just revenue. They made good revenue, and the NBA didn't make money for 40 years. So, and they still paid their players in the 90s and 2000s without making profit. So there's a way to do it. It's just they have to come to an agreement somehow. And I think some of this stuff makes a lot of sense. But yeah, I mean, if the owners were good at growing the game like they say they are, why didn't it happen already? That's my question to them. And the players have a big role in growing this league.
I want to ask a question. This is going in a different direction, but supposedly I've heard there's a fight between Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua. What do y'all think is going to happen?
I don't know. I hope Jake Paul pulls his hamstring getting up the stairs. I don't know.
In a real fight, Jake Paul gets knocked out. But you're talking about money, you're talking about politics.
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
Huh?
In a real fight, he gonna get knocked out?
I think in a real fight, Joshua will knock him out in a real fight, but it may not be a real fight like Tyson. I don't think that was a real fight.
No, that wasn't a real fight. That was, I mean, first of all, you got a 60-year-old man in there, and fighting against somebody who's been training a lot. So that wasn't a real fight. But of course, Anthony Joshua is a real fighter, even though he did get beat several times by different fighters. Usyk beat him twice, and of course that's not no shame, because that's a serious fighter. He's the heavyweight champion of the world right now. So, but we'll see what's going to happen.
Is it going to count on his record if he loses? Is it going to be a sanctioned fight?
Supposedly they was going to have a fight December 19th.
But is he going to count on their records if they lose?
It's supposed to be sanctioned. That's what I said. I was supposed to be
That
sanctioned.
I don't know, Jake. I don't know. But I'd be interested to see it. Yeah. I'd be interested to see what's going to happen.
Hey, you guys hear the Shaq? Shaquille O'Neal is talking about buying the Chicago Sky WNBA franchise. Since his girl plays for Chicago, he want to buy the Chicago Sky for yeah, that's what I'm hearing. He's trying to buy the Chicago Sky.
I can imagine that.
Who is this girl? Are you talking about the girl from LSU?
Reese.
Yeah.
Reese.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see a few more athletes who got the money purchasing teams that they have an interest in. Like Serena Williams owns a part of the Miami Dolphins, a small part, but she also started Anthos Entertainment, which is pushing track and field with her husband, and they are trying to push that. So I can see a lot of athletes who have the means be able to do that and try to push things forward.
So Shaquille O'Neal has been trying to get a new arena built on the outskirts of Chicago for a long time. He invested in this company that does competitive video games called NRG. Okay. Not our NRG in Houston, not the energy company, but a video game organization, and was trying to get an arena built in Chicago with them. Didn't quite work. They couldn't capture all of that money from the general that Shaq has. And so they didn't get built. But I think part of the plan is to buy the Chicago Sky and then convince the city to build a new arena on the outskirts that he can do all kinds of stuff with. I think that might be part of the strategy. But he's been trying to do that in Chicago for 10 years at least.
I think expansion is the next thing in all of the sports. I mean, football, basketball. I mean, because the market is ripe with having new teams in new cities. In the NBA, well, first of all, the WNBA is, of course, adding to Toronto is coming in, Portland is coming in, and of course, just last year, the Valkyrie of Golden State were added. So that's 3 new teams in the WNBA, and I can see
and they make the playoffs.
Huh?
And they make the playoffs.
Yeah, and I can see in the NBA at least 2 teams should be added. And Adam Silver was talking about expansion. Seattle and Las Vegas, I can see this coming year or the next year be added. And it's about time. And in football, I believe that they can assume at least 2 more teams. Now, football has 32 NFL teams, so to make it even, maybe have to bring in 4 teams. But I can see the new road for expansion coming up, and I don't think. Sports is still not saturated. Now, with the UFL and all of these other leagues trying, that could saturate things, but they really haven't taken off. So the main leagues still have the ups and be able to make things happen. But we'll see what's going to go down. We are toward the end of our show. It's been quite interesting. We did have Rickey for a little while, but he wasn't able to get his technology together, and we'll invite him next time. Mr. President, Jeff, what comment you got?
Right now, the Rockets are getting blown out by Phoenix Suns. Not like getting blown out, but they down by 9, 37-28 in the second quarter. Right now, Dylan Brooks is putting it on. We got 14 here in the first quarter. He putting it on. Dylan Brooks is playing some ball. He's playing the best ball of his career right now.
Yeah,
the best ball. Huh?
He's playing some ball, and that's what Phoenix has. Devin Booker hadn't been doing a whole lot. They don't have Jalen Green.
And Jalen Green haven't played.
This is their man.
Right. And they 13-9. In spite of all that, they still 13-9.
Yeah.
That's remarkable.
Yeah,
they're surprised team as well.
So.
Also, one last thing. We got a high school football real quick. We got North Shore 11-2 going up against Dickinson 13-0 tonight. You have Somerville 12-1 going up against Sheldon, who's 11-2. That's being played tonight. And tomorrow you got Iowa Colony, who's 12-1 going up against Randall, who's 13-0. That's tomorrow. So you got some good high school football playoffs still going on right now. So don't forget about high school football.
Hey, y'all know, I never told y'all this, but in my senior year, we made it to the second round of playoffs, right? And regional playoffs, and we lost in a hard-fought nonsense game where there was a touchdown that should have been a touchdown that was called back against us. And I hated that team for forever, and that team was Jackie Yates High School. That's who I lost to.
Wait a minute, Jake, what high school did you attend?
I went to Montgomery High School.
Montgomery, okay.
We lost to Yates.
Okay, all right.
That was the first time they showed up on the field, and we had just had a drive that stalled out, so we punted. And then I saw Yates, their D-line left the field, and the O-line came on. And that was the first time in my high school career where the lineman didn't play both ways. And I was oh, no. Oh, man. This is like a pro team out here. They changed now linemen for O-line and D-line. What are we doing? Meanwhile, me and my friends all just stayed out there. The starting 11 was starting 11 both ways. And that was a hard-fought game. But, yeah. The one and only time I played Jackie Yates, and we lost 21-17.
What was the score? What was the final score? You remember?
I think it was 21-17, I think.
Okay. That was a good game. What year was that?
That was 06.
06. Okay.
Yeah,
oh, man, you're young. Oh, my goodness, you're young. 06.
Oh, man, look at grays over here, man. We're salt and pepper out here, man.
Hey, guys, we want to hear a word from our sponsor. We want to hear a word from our sponsor.
Well, hey, guys, as per usual, the proud sponsor of this show, A-Rocket Moving and Storage, is a 60-year-plus company. Today is the second-generation owner's birthday, DeAndre Sam, who turned 64, who's also a proud Whisper Jet, who knew Rickey. We all played together at the YMCA, where we honed a lot of skills under the Fritz Greer and Thad Wilson and Don Smith, who was a former city councilman in Missouri City. But A-Rocket Moving Storage is a full-service moving company who is proud to be a sponsor for the past 3 years of this show. And we're trying to recruit more sponsors. So we welcome anyone and everyone who wants to come aboard and get a little advertisement and at the same time be a part of the show. Although DeAndre's never been on the show, he doesn't hesitate to help sponsor this show so that we can come on here and do a few things. And it takes a little money to do some things that everybody wants to do. But back to what we do, we move, we store, we pack, we go interstate. We're known throughout the city. And on December the 11th, from 12 to 4, any and everybody listening to this is welcome to come by the office to see our new 62,000 square foot warehouse where we're going to have a video up of the history of the company, light bites, a little drink, a little light music live. So come by and celebrate with us. A-Rocket Moving and Storage is a second generation company run now by DeAndre Sam. 3401 Quarter in the heart of Third Ward, right off of 288 in Yellowstone, where we can do any type of move that you may need. Call us, ask for me, Philip Green, 713-748-6024. A-Rocket Moving and Storage. You see our trucks, you hear our advertising, and we're the little moving company that can. So just give us a call, check us out.
Thank you. And I just want to mention we had a nice gathering November 21st at Bombshells. We had several people come out. Some ladies came out and enjoyed our company. We enjoyed their company. We had a good time. And we're going to do it again. And we're going to try to do different things out in the community.
And put those pictures up, Carl, on the website too now.
Say again?
Put those pictures up from Bombshells.
Yes. Yes, I put them up. I put some of them up.
Okay,
and we're going to have another gathering, and we're going to do different things out in the community as we grow and try to reach out to the community. Sunnyside Sportstake, and this is our 54th episode. December 19th, we will have our 55th episode. And if it's sports, we're going to be here, and we keep going. We keep talking about it, and we welcome all our guests. We welcome all of our people, our audience out there, and we thank you. And if it's sports and you have a comment, please let us know so that we can share, we can hear what you have to say, and then we can comment on it. And we are at the heart of sports, and we thank you very much. Jeff, you have
I want to thank our guests. One, I thank you for coming on the show. I thank you, Jake Hicks, and I thank you, Ricky Bishop. We're going to bring you back later, Rick, when we get your technology figured out so we can be able to see you, man. You're too good looking not to have you up on the screen. Jay White want to see you. So we're going to make sure that we have you available next time when we have a full view of you. So I want to thank you guys for coming on the show. You made our show better than what it was going to be. So thank you.
All right, guys, we will see you next time. And of course, as always, I'll send out a video. And the audience, if you have any comments, put them in there on the site and on the Facebook portion, and then we'll comment back. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time on Sunnyside Sports Take.